Hello again guys, we're back with the final part of the Fluff video, and basically the last 3 levels. Now this section is an absolute swine to get past. It's one of the hardest parts of a platforming game I've ever come across. Right, I've just collected a star there, which makes me sort of invulnerable, which will help. Now, because the platforms are moving down, the timings to get this right is absolutely insane. Maybe there's a special trick to get across, I don't know. Maybe there's like a hidden, I don't know, spring or a warp point I haven't noticed. But anyway, we're going to do this a hard way. It's going to take a few tries, guys. So bear with me on this bit. Not on that middle platform, wait. Okay, go. Ah, ballsed it up. I'm gonna lose a life. Boo. Tried it that way. No good. You've got to do it from the 2 clouds. Seems to be a point there, you can sort of jump in the middle of the waterfall maybe. And there we go, we've done it now. Now anyway, back to talking about the, just to talk a little bit about the background again. This was, I think, released in 1994, so very, very late on the Amstrad's life, of course. I think, what was Rob selling this for? I think it was selling for about $14.95 on disc and $9.95 on cassette, I think. And he had obviously quite a few other games. Some of them, not all of his, on his basically he set up Radical Software, his company, sort of a mail order company, but producing titles like Fluff. Another one was Ball Bearing, mentioned. And he had a few games sent into him as well. There was Masters of Space, which wasn't bad, sort of like a vertically scrolling sort of space shoot 'em up. There's a sort of a space driving game as well called Star Driver. I don't remember that being very good, unfortunately. What else? You also got in Mega Blasters, probably my favourite game on the Amstrad, purely because of the 4-player action. That was a Bomberman clone. His Smart Plus drawing package as well was very good. And yeah, he had a couple of the games planned as well. One of them was called Lethal Moves, sort of a Street Fighter 2-y clone. And another one called Abandoned, which was going to be a Doom clone, but sort of ironically titled that one because both that one and Lethal Moves was abandoned and never released. Oh, just a little thing here. We've got a disappearing sprite at the top there. Happens a few times throughout the game. There is one of your children there. Just move left and right, and eventually you'll pick her up. But anyway, I encourage you to go and buy the Retro Gamer magazine last month. I think it's now last month's issue. It's the one with Donkey Kong, issue 83, I've already mentioned. It has a really good feature on basically Radical Software, his company. So go out and buy that and have a good read. I don't think I need to go over all that. So back to the game. Here's a little feature I'll put in there. You can move blocks. That will allow me to get to the banana there. But the unfortunately, sort of this that little feature, the blocks, he's only used twice, just in this level and nowhere else, which is a shame. Because there's a lot of great things, you know, under the hood, if you want to call it that, in the game. You know, so I mean, with all the springs and warp points and blocks you can move about, lifts and stuff, you could make some really, really inventive and cool levels. Now, I'm not saying the levels are, you know, really badly done or whatever, but they're certainly a little bit confusing and poor in places, unfortunately. And that's just a symptom of basically having to rush the game. And of course, with all the sort of strange sprite distortions, like you can see at the top of the screen there. Another little sort of bugs there. You know, obviously it's symptomatic of having to rush the game out. Of course, Rob acknowledges all of that. You know, he said to me he wasn't very, you know, obviously, you know, he wasn't particularly, you know, overwhelmed with the final product, but he did the best he could, and you know, the amount of programming skill that went into doing this, that, you know, you have to give the guy, you know, a lot of credit and a lot of respect. Certainly I don't see any other sort of Plus games being made. There's a few of them out there, homebrew stuff, where, let's have a look at a list of them here. Obviously you got Frogger, the author of Winape. He did a version of Frogger, which is an arcade perfect conversion, that's Plus only. A couple of weird games like Burger Party, and there's another one with a strange title where you have to roll an egg, I think it's called. Well, it starts with CALL, and a load of random characters. Yeah, strange name for a game. Prehistoric 2, of course, you saw on my last videos. Obviously he programmed a sort of a Plus version. It wasn't truly Plus only, because it was it suffered due to it having to work with a normal CPC machine. And there was also a recent update of Rick Dangerous 2. Oh, sorry, Rick Dangerous 1, but for a 6128 Plus with enhanced graphics and stuff. There's not much else out there though. However, the good news is that Rob has told me today he's sort of intrigued about making a Plus 2. And I'm really excited by that. Maybe he could use a lot of the code and engine beyond this game, and you know, take it from there. That would be fantastic, and it's something for Plus owners to feel really proud about. I for one can't wait if he does decide to do that. But you know, like most of us these days, we've got our own jobs and life and stuff, you know. So I'm not expecting it anytime soon, or if life gets in the way, or even start it. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, this is the final level, and yeah, like the level a few levels back, it's you know, permanently scrolling, so don't get trapped. This level takes a little bit longer to do. There's a few warp points to hit, so it will take you back to the start of the level, but necessary to do because your sort of children are hidden at them. I did ask Rob actually today about the code for lethal moves, and abandoned the 2 games he didn't finish in time before he gave up being Radical Software. Unfortunately, apparently the development discs have been long lost now, so I don't think they'll ever see the light of the day, which is a shame. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned so far actually, which is really important in terms of platforming games, is the controls. They are really responsive, you know. Press your direction, press your jump, and you know, it's straight there, there's no lag, there's no delay, it's really precise. And obviously that makes you know, that can make or break a platforming game. If you're not able to control your character and get him around the screen and jump in the right places, especially here, you know, in this game, there's some really sort of pixel perfect jumping you need to do in a couple of places. You know, the game would fall right on its arse if you know, you had that problem. And yeah, so well done, Rob, again. There's also some great inertia and physics going on as well. You know, the longer Fluff runs, the faster she gets, meaning she can do longer jumps. How she jumps is spot on. That can be quite difficult to get right from a programming point of view. Basically, how high and how fast she jumps and falls. Rob's got it spot on here. Now, I should mention as well that Rob spent about 3 months making this game, but it's a little bit misleading because he spent a lot more time working out how to use and unlock all the Plus features. Plus features being obviously the extended colour palette and the hardware, sprites and scrolling and stuff, which Amstrad locked out to like cartridge only. And there was a chip inside the Plus and GX4000 console, which called the ASIC chip, which does a little check for the cartridge, and the cartridge sends a few sort of like random numbers to the ASIC chip in a certain sequence, which allows the machine to be unlocked to use those features. And it took a long time for programmers to basically work out how to break this and send the right code to the ASIC chip. I think Amstrad obviously had long given up on the Plus machines and GX4000 consoles, so they weren't really going to be bothered about that and assumed copyright reasons or whatever. Besides, Codemasters had already released Striker and the Crypto Trojan, which unlocked the Plus features, and they didn't seem to care. So yeah, Rob's obviously spent a lot of time on this game to get this to us. So we're really thankful, Rob, for you know, providing us a Plus only game, and it is the best one. And I think at this point I should really sort of sum up a review. We're coming to the end of the final level anyway. You know, obviously I've already mentioned the fantastic use of colours, graphics, sprites look brilliant, they move fantastically, controls are nice and tight and responsive. It's arguably probably the best platforming game on the Amstrad, and obviously it's running at 50 frames per second frame rate. We've got nearly 60 colours on the screen. Fantastic music as well by Richard Fairhurst. And you know, I'm going to give this game 9 out of 10. It's definitely a 90% a game. And you know, perhaps I'm going to be a little bit lenient because there are a lot of issues in the game. Aside from the sprite distortions, the Phantom Ghost sprites appearing. Basically, there's also sort of like platforms you suddenly jump off that are not appearing. There's like hidden platforms. Like you might have noticed that in the waterfall section I was having trouble with. I don't like the randomness of, like, you know, there's arrows coming out the sky there. Why arrows? Where are the arrows coming from and stuff like that? Perhaps I've been a little bit nitpicky, but I think the main issue is probably the level design, which was obviously rushed, as Rob's explained, and due to getting it to Amstrad Action in time. And I think if someone was able to make a level editor and designer for Fluff, we could make some truly great levels, especially with all the features like there's like the blocks you can move and the springs and the warp points. There's something really inventive and clever could have been done here. But anyway, we rescued all our 4 children on the final level. Here's the end game screen. Congratulations, Fluff has rescued children and the world is happy. Hooray, hip hip hooray. Oh dear, there's a bit of bad grammar there. And that's it for your completion screen. Naughty naughty Rob. But we'll let you off again, you know, for all your hard work and providing us starved Plus owners of games our only basically Plus only game. So well done. It's a fantastic game. I hope you guys check it out. You can download it from the CPC Power website. I'll provide a link below in the description, and you can play it on the WinApe emulator. I'm sure you can find WinApe by googling. It's quite easy to find, and it's arguably the best emulator. So yeah, brilliant. I really enjoyed playing the game and also making a long play video. I hope you enjoyed watching it too, and I hope it encourages a few other people out there to make some more Plus only games. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Cheers. Bye.